Let's talk about the top 3 success saboteurs that you might be experiencing that are standing between your success and where you are right now. So what you want to create, whether that's a relationship goal, a work goal, a family goal, a career goal, a business goal, a client goal, a money goal, what is that thing that you want to create? I want you to think about that thing right now, bring it into your mind's eye. What is the goal that you're working towards? And if you want to drop it in the comments, or I'm going to post this on the YouTube channel later, you can drop it below in the comments and let me know what it is that you are currently working towards. Let's claim it. I want to encourage you to claim it. And whatever this goal is, just consider, like, where are you on that journey and how does that journey feel? Does it feel free? Does it feel flowy? Does it feel expansive or exciting? Or is it feeling a little sticky? Is it feeling a little frustrating? Are you feeling a little bit angry with the process or with the progress that you're seeing? So understanding what might be going on and basically standing in your road, in your path between where you are right now and the success that you want is key. And that's where the saboteurs are a really great tool for understanding what that roadblock might be and being able to really quickly clear it. So in my brand new sacred guide, How to Overcome Success Saboteurs, I actually share success saboteur archetypes with you. So what could these saboteurs be? And I'm going to share the top 3 with you today so that you can kind of start to get an idea of what those look like and also how they might be relevant or relating to you. And I actually want to see if I can post a link so that if you are wanting to, let me just see right here. If you're wanting to get this guide right now while you're watching this, that you can do that. There we go. And then let's see if we can pin it. Okay, we're gonna leave it. It's good, good enough. Okay, so what are the top 3 success saboteurs? So before we go into it, what I really want to hone in on is that these are the top 3 that I see most often. These are not the only ones, there are so many more, but these are the things that I see come up most often with clients and within this work. The second thing that's really important to know is that the symptoms for these are basically the same, okay? So when I say symptoms, that means how you are physically feeling. So let's go through some symptoms right now, and I want you to raise your hand, even if you're watching the replay of this, for yourself and say, yes, this is me. Yes, I feel this. Yes, this is what's coming up for me right now. I feel this in my body. So these are some commonalities in terms of how the saboteurs can make you feel. So number 1, you're feeling exhausted day in and day out. So even when you're trying to incorporate more rest or do things for yourself to get some of your energy back, you just never feel like you have enough energy. This exhaustion is kind of like a dark cloud over your head following you everywhere you go. You feel anxiety around not having enough time, not getting enough done, or not having enough energy to get you where you want to go. You always kind of feel like you're not measuring up, or you're always kind of falling short. You're laying awake at night thinking about everything you have to do, thinking like, if I just add this one more thing, or if I just add this thing over here or do this extra thing, then maybe it'll work. And so this is bringing up a lot of anxiety, and you are feeling this anxiety on a daily basis. You're also feeling spread too thin, or you may be feeling spread too thin. You have too many commitments, and these responsibilities, either that you're counting on for yourself or that other people are counting on you for, are really starting to weigh you down. And you're starting to worry about whether or not you can deliver. You're like, is this gonna work? Am I gonna reach this goal? Am I going to be able to show up for this person? Am I gonna have the energy next week to do this launch because I'm feeling so exhausted right now? Am I going to be able to put my best foot forward? You're starting to have these spiraling thoughts a little bit. You may also be feeling blocked from working productively, being able to show up efficiently, being able to tap into a flow state so that you can actually get a lot done in a short period of time and create massive success, aligned success. You might be feeling frustrated with this lack of productivity if you are feeling that way, right? You're feeling like, why can't I get productive? Why am I procrastinating? I want to show up and be focused and motivated towards my dreams, but every time you sit down to work on your side hustle, to sell your products, to show up for your clients, you're like, oh my God, I feel so tired. I don't feel motivated. Like, I feel drained. I don't really have the energy to do this right now, right? You might also be feeling like you need to prove yourself to others. This one's a little bit more intricate than just a feeling, but I will tell you this was a huge saboteur for me, and it literally started to block me from my success, from signing on more clients, from being able to expand my business, because literally this feeling of like, am I good enough? Do I need to do more to be good enough? Started to really weigh me down. And in doing so, I became exhausted. I became started to fall back into a cycle of burnout again, because this feeling of I need to prove, I need to do, I need to be better in order to get someone else's validation made me feel tired, made me feel exhausted, made me feel like I wasn't doing enough. And so of course I couldn't show up for the people around me. And whether that was in my business or for my clients, it started to create this loop. And a final thing that might be coming up, and again, this is more of a recognition of how you're feeling than like an actual literal physical emotion, is self-doubt. Self-doubt. And I actually just posted on Instagram earlier today. You can go and check out that post. It's a before and after subconsciously redesigning my mind. So basically a huge part of subconscious redesign is changing how you see things in your mind. And that means clearing those saboteurs, releasing and overcoming those saboteurs that are creating these mindset blocks or these blocks between where you are right now and the success and the outcome and the goal that you want. And so this self-doubt really steps into or blocks your ability to be successful, to create what you want to create, to be in a creative flow, to be in productivity. And again, the self-doubt and the proving energy, or the proving or the feeling like you need to prove, really go hand in hand. And ultimately, we're back at square one, where you're feeling drained, you're feeling exhausted day in and day out, and you're feeling spread too thin. Let me know if that resonates with you. Tell me in the comments if this resonates with you. And just noticing for yourself, what's coming up in your body when I say these things? Is it like a little bit of like shallower breathing, or a tightening in your chest, or like an upsetness in your stomach because you're feeling like, oh my God, like this is me, but I just want to be past this right now, right? I just want to be out of it. I want to be on the other side already. And that is a really, really powerful thing to notice, because that means that you're ready to create that transformation. You're ready to actually let this go. But it's super important for you to be radically honest with yourself right now and notice as to whether or not this is true for you, okay? So before I dive into the 3 main top success archetypes, which I'm going to tell you right now, or success saboteur archetypes rather, I just want you to realize that all of these symptoms kind of start to muddle together. And that's where it's really important to start to organize and like peel out. Like there's a big mess of clutter on the floor right now, right? And you're trying to do all the things, and you're trying to get to this outcome and this goal, whether it's finding your soulmate, or getting your dream job, or getting a promotion, or starting your business, or signing clients, or traveling somewhere, or moving to a new apartment, like whatever your goal is. If there is resistance around it, if you're feeling like you're pushing really hard, or you're not getting the results that you want, if you're feeling any of the symptoms that I mentioned before, then this is really important to understand, to recognize and start to organize this so that you can identify what the saboteur is for you, what your specific saboteur archetype is that is coming up for you in your life or in relation to this specific goal. So again, before I tell you what the top 3 success saboteurs are, I dive into these archetypes in so much more depth inside my brand new Sacred Success Guide, how to overcome success saboteurs. So basically, I not only help you identify exactly what your success saboteur is within this guide, so you don't even have to guess from the ones that I'm going to mention to you right now. And second, I actually teach you how to clear it. Within 5 minutes, you're going to have this success saboteur cleared from your understanding, cleared from your being, cleared from your mind, and you're going to be able to start creating that momentum again, start creating that productivity again, start having that clarity in how you're moving towards your goals. Literally 5 minutes, I kid you not. That is in the link in my bio. If you're watching this in the replay on YouTube, it's in the description below. So let me tell you what the top 3 saboteurs are that I see most often when we want to create success. Number 1 is the caretaker saboteur. So this saboteur is literally one that puts you at a position that is last in line. And this saboteur wants you to think that everyone else is more important than you, so that you put everyone else ahead of yourself and therefore don't have any energy left for you, for your goals, for your needs, for your energy management. And so you're feeling drained and you're feeling overwhelmed because the saboteur is telling you everyone else is more important than you. Everyone else needs to come first. So your to-do list is overflowing. You're not actually creating momentum or movement or moving the needle forward towards the goals that you're wanting to lock in. Like, for example, you're not showing up to sell your services for your clients or potential clients. You're not showing up to clarify what kind of person you want to be with, or going on the dates, or setting up the dates, or showing up on the dating apps. You're not taking action because you are the last priority on your to-do list. But the saboteur is telling you that everyone else is more important than you. So of course, there's no way that just logically you can put yourself at the top, because that's not how the saboteur is running things in your mind. Does that make sense? Number two, success saboteur number 2 is the good girl saboteur. And this saboteur is all about telling you that there is a certain box that you need to fit into to be perfect, to be the good girl. So the reason that you don't feel like you have enough time or energy or focus or momentum or motivation is because the saboteur is literally telling you that you need to be perfect, that you need to fit into this box. And so even if you feel a desire to do something differently, or step outside of the box, or step outside of what you've been told perfect or good girl means to you, the saboteur is gonna smack you right across the face. And you're gonna feel things like guilt, you're gonna feel things like shame, you're gonna feel things like failure. And so the real problem here is that either, again, you don't take action at all, so you start procrastinating, because if you're not gonna do it perfect, you don't wanna do it at all, or you start to overwork and completely burn yourself into the ground, making you even more exhausted than you are right now, trying to do things perfect. So once again, trying to be the good girl, because the saboteur is like smacking the whip up there in your head, is creating your exhaustion. It is creating your lack of time and energy. And because you're exhausted, you're stunting your success. And the third success saboteur that you need to know about right now, and truthfully, this is a huge one for me. This was my main one. Like I said before, I'm going to tell you what the saboteur is right now, though, is that the reason, I didn't even tell you what it is. The third saboteur is the overachiever. And the overachiever saboteur is all about telling you that you need to do more. More is better. Less is not enough. And therefore, you are not good enough. And the reason then you feel like you're spread too thin, that you don't have enough energy, that you don't have enough time, that you're not creating enough momentum, is that your saboteur is telling you that you are constantly in approving energy. You're constantly in approving mode. You have to prove yourself at every corner, at every time of the day, at every opportunity, at every meeting, whatever it is. And so you constantly have this feeling like you're stretching yourself way too thin. You're trying to reach at something because you're not already good enough as you are. And of course, if there's like a distance between where you're at now and where you think you need to be at every single second of the day, you're constantly trying to do more. You always want to fill this gap. And this gap, let me tell you, cannot be filled. That's not the purpose, but we think it is. And so that's creating your exhaustion, that's creating your overwhelm. And when we're exhausted, we can't be creating the success that we want. We are actually blocking our success. So here's what it really funnels down to. Because all of these 3 saboteurs, even though they are different archetypes and they may be showing up differently in your life, they're creating the same physical and emotional experience, which is you're tired, you're drained, you're exhausted. Because you feel like you don't have enough time, you don't have enough energy, you don't have enough freedom, ease, structure, whatever it is that you feel is the problem. But the real thing comes down to like, you're exhausted, right? So of course, if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling drained, and this doesn't have to be like a crazy exhaustion where you're burnt out. It doesn't need to be a crazy exhaustion where, you're not sleeping at night. You might have trouble falling asleep. That's a form of exhaustion. You might have trouble being motivated during the day. That's a form of feeling tired and drained. You might have a hard time being productive or feeling creative or being in flow or being able to show up for, your partner or your kids sometimes because you're like, oh my God, I'm at capacity right now. Sometimes we don't even need to be at capacity, or sometimes we don't even know what that looks like for us. We don't even want to be at capacity. I actually saw a really great video the other day that exemplified this so well, and it was like, she actually got a mug and she was like, you want to have your water only filled up till here. Like, this is your capacity. Because if it's up here, if anything happens in life, it's going to overflow immediately. But we want to have it down here so that when there's turbulence, which is going to happen in life, when there are off days, when there's stress, when there's struggle, whatever it is, that you still have enough space to really tend to yourself, to fill yourself up more. Does that make sense? So that's what energy levels really look like, and that's what starts to happen when you're not tending to your energy levels. And ultimately, if you're not feeling grounded, at ease, feeling a sense of freedom in your life, feeling satisfaction on a day-to-day basis, feeling enjoyment, feeling like you have energy, feeling like you have time, creating more success is going to be really hard. And quite honestly, it means that you're blocking yourself from the success that you want. And I want to also just be clear here, it doesn't necessarily need to be that you're blocking it. These saboteurs are blocking it. Let's put the blame on them, because I know that you want to create your success. I know that you are not intentionally standing in your way. And most of these saboteurs are hidden so deep into our minds because they come from such a young age, from how we've been conditioned to show up and to create. And so quite honestly, it's not even your fault. It's not like you're consciously saying, I don't want to be successful. I know you want to be successful. I know you have it in you. And I know that you can do it. It's literally just saying like, oh, here's like a little sliver. Here's a little thorn. Let's just pull it out so that things can start to flow again. And that is exactly what you're going to do inside my brand new free sacred guide, How to Overcome Your Success Saboteurs. And like I said, I'm going to help you identify exactly what success saboteur you have. I go into way more depth around the saboteurs that might be blocking you from your success. And I give you this really, really, really simple 5-minute NLP subconscious redesign exercise to shift it, to clear it, to melt it away. And so that you come out on the other side really having overcome this saboteur, really being able to start moving forward with momentum, with clarity, with ease, with freedom, with pleasure, with enjoyment in your life, and creating the success that you want. This is what sacred success looks like. Go to the link in my bio. You can go to the link below in the YouTube video and go and grab the free guide, How to Overcome Your Success Saboteurs. Reach out to me with any questions. You can always DM me as you move through the guide. But like I said, really, really simple, straightforward, but insanely powerful tool that I'm giving you inside this guide. So go grab it, and I will see you soon.